And welcome back to Rave United. My name is DJ Lewis Love, and we have another special show as we continue a series I love doing here, and that's interviewing DJs and interviewing people that have to do something with the rave scene and, just like people I think are important, right? I think all of you are important. So I could interview everyone watching here. But today I am really excited because we have SLAYY in the house. She's going to be talking about her history in the rave scene. She does DJing as well and stuff. I had a chance to meet her over there at Camp OG at EDC this week, and that's why I wore this shirt. And luckily, I've lost a couple pounds, so it's not as tight around the nipples as usually. So I'm happy with that. I don't look as ridiculous. But anyways, that's enough about me. Let's get SLAYY on here. How you doing?
Hi, Lewis. How are you?
Very, very well, man. And one of the things is I got to meet you at Camp OG EDC this year, right?
Yeah. That was awesome.
It was the best EDC for me. I've only been there 4 years straight since I started. I've been blessed to do that. Is that your first year or
no, that's not my first year. It's like my 5th year of going to EDC, but that's my first year at the OG camp.
Yeah, Camp OG. We'll talk about that in a little bit because I want to get a little bit into your history. We're going to talk about Camp OG, EDC, being a DJ, because I'm curious. I'm assuming we have an age gap between you and I, but I did notice that as a DJ, and I noticed a lot of DJs have the same issues that we used to have, like in the late 80s and 90s, or maybe not. I don't know. That's when I'm here to find out. And that's the beautiful part about this series here on Rave United, that I'm being educated about everyone's experience, everyone's history. And it's like, none of it's the right history. Everybody has their own path, but it seems to all go towards one direction. That's now with the amazing rave scene. I think it's better than ever, actually. It just, before it was different, but anyways, that's enough. So how'd you start getting into the scene? I understand you're a DJ, but what was it first? Raver, DJ, or how did that start?
I was basically, I like to say, like, I was born into this because my father, he's a DJ. So I think I've always loved music. My family is very musically inclined. They're very music oriented. Since I was a baby, my dad actually has like videos of me playing with the turntables when I was like 1, barely walking. So I think I always like moved towards DJing. I just didn't know yet, you know what I mean? Like, until my father was like, I was like around 8, 9, 10, and he was like, I want to teach you how to do this, and if you like it, cool. If not, then I'm not going to put any pressure on you. I'm just going to show you how to do this. And it just became second nature to me. Like, I started on vinyl.
You started on vinyl?
Yeah, that was cool. Like, I love vinyl.
I'm sorry, because this is getting, I'm excited. So you started on vinyl. But was digital around or already, or wasn't that
yeah, digital was around. It was like in the transition of vinyl to digital.
Yeah,
I think like a couple CDJ, like it was like the third maybe gen CDJs that already had came out. I started actually like really DJing like around 2004.
Okay.
Like when good house music was, around. And
good house music in the 90s, okay?
Well, yeah, the 90s, but I like the electro and like all the the subliminal OMs and all that stuff, like the all that stuff. And so yeah, I just started DJing vinyl, and I loved it. It was amazing. I didn't even think, like, at first I looked at it and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, how am I supposed to do this?
What's crazy is I was watching your set at Camp OG, and it was fantastic. And before I continue, I also want to say that your father is DJ Kendo.
Yes.
And I want to say Kendo because, I used to think martial arts is pronounced different, but it's Kendo, right?
Oh my God, everybody says Kendo.
because me as a martial artist, that's what my school used to call it that.
Yeah.
That's all good. And he is actually a legendary DJ here in LA. I do have an interview with him on Rave United, and the crazy part about him, and this is not an interview about him. You could learn about him over there.
Oh, let's talk about it. It's part of my history.
All right, we will. But because you're your own person, I seen your set. It is fantastic. We'll get to that. This guy though is so nice. Your dad is like so fucking cool. You talked about 3 hours. Like he is so cool and stuff. And I kind of like become more friends of his. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. But listen, he is such a good guy.
Yeah.
And I did notice that at Camp OG, I turned to DJ Grey Wolf and I go, she knows vinyl. She learned from vinyl because I could tell your fundamentals were really out there. Could you talk a little bit about, do you think that's helped you, like the vinyl background?
Oh, tremendously. Like I always recommend DJs who are barely starting to start on vinyl first.
Yeah.
Because it just makes you like your it just makes you sonic, like if your sonics are so on point, like you don't have to really look at the screens, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to, you can really, you go by ear if you wanted to, like if you wanted to be, fancy. Sometimes the CDJs don't, mesh well together, so you got to have that ear, for the music. I'm all about sound. Like if my sound is not good, then I need to fix it right away because I need it to sound great. Like that's how I am. I'm like a perfectionist with the sound. Like I need the sound to be on point. I need everything to be blended. I need everything to mix. I need everything to sound amazing because I want the experience to be top notch all the time. So playing vinyl actually really helped me. It did help me a lot. And I played vinyl for about I want to say like almost 10 years before I switched to digital. When I switched to digital, I was like, what the hell is this?
It feels easier, honestly, for me. And stuff. It feels easier. I do like digital more. My lower back really loves digital more than vinyl, and so does my bank account, and stuff, because it's you get like a digital track for like $1.50 sometimes and everything like that. When you first started DJing, you said you were into music. Did you play what your dad played instantly, or did you have your own music taste? And how has it evolved from, you said 2004 to 2026? Like how has your taste evolved as far as preference of what you do in a set?
Wow, like nobody's ever asked me that before. So
yes, I get the exclusive.
Yeah, nobody's ever interviewed me before. So this is like, you're getting a totally exclusive. Like nobody's ever asked me these questions before.
And that's why I love it. That's why I love doing this. I'm learning.
When my dad, like when I started DJing, my dad had gigs, you know what I mean? Like he would always take the records that he wanted to take. So I was only left with what he, didn't take. So I started playing with those. And, my dad's like, you learn these records inside and out, learn the backside, the A side of the B side, so I would start playing like funky house and like, more upbeat type of stuff, like funky house. He had techno, he had breakbeat. So I would like play all that stuff and I would kind of like mix it together because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know that people were just playing like one genre. I would play multiple genres in one set. And that's just how I learned, because I would get bored in a sense. You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, yeah, this is cool. Like the same genre is cool, but I want to switch it up a little bit. Let me try this. And I started taking hella risks. So with that, it was just my music taste evolved. I was like, oh, like how like when you taste something and you eat something forever and you're just like, I'm tired of this. I want to learn something new. So I just started evolving from there. And then I was like, okay, let me play more house music. Let me play funky, but different types of subgenres like funky house, disco house, tech house. There's melodic, there's so many different genre. Like I just wanted a taste of every little genre piece of music. There's techno, there's hard groove, there's industrial, there's so many like I just went crazy because I was just like, I need to learn all the genres of music. So I just started playing what I wanted to play and just kind of
Yeah.
made it like a big old salsa, like a gumbo.
Yeah, you know what's I could relate to that. I could relate to that. So that's one thing is like we were talking earlier about has DJ really changed? Like it's changed, but the experiences are the same. And unfortunately for me, and I don't know if you experience this, so I'm going to ask you this question too. Is like I do love all genres of dance music, and I think instead of that being a strength with my career, it's been kind of like things that something that's held me back because unfortunately, a lot of DJs right now, they're like, well, let's get this person, they are exclusive this genre. Let's get that person, they only play this genre. And man, I gotta be honest with you. Sometimes I don't want to play that genre. I want to play something else because I'm vibing off that this week. And it's all 909 kicks, you know, it's all dance music, and I want to mix it all up. Do you think that as far as getting hired, it's confusing to a promoter, like to pinpoint because they all want to put you in a box kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah, I think I struggled with that the most. Being put in a box. I never wanted to be put in a box or a label. Have like, oh, SLAYY, she's a techno DJ. Like, yeah, I
Yeah,
play techno, but I also play house music. I also play tech house. Like, I try to implement that in everything that I do. Like, I try to not put myself in a box. Like I'll go and I'll hit up like a promoter for a house, you know, set, and I'll be like I play house as well. Like, let me send you a mix. Like sending them a mix, making a mix of like different genres and sending it to the promoter will that'll show them that you're a multi-genre DJ,
yeah.
if you make a mix. So that's like I started doing that. I started doing house mixes, techno, like whatever I wanted to play. I just started making mixes. And
Do you have a favorite like genre?
no, I don't. I just
'Cause
love I just like
I don't mind saying this. My favorite is Detroit techno, like
yeah, that's good.
909 Detroit techno, a little bit more upbeat. You mentioned hard groove.
Yeah.
Now, there's a thing right now where hard groove to me is a newer name for something that I
It,
use. I don't know if it's the same genre we're talking, because there's so many genre names. Some people are calling the hard groove hard house.
they changed the genres too, like throughout the times. They've changed them. Like it used to be, you know, disco house. Now it's like I don't know what they
Is
call
the
it
hard
now.
groove for you that stuff that sounds like the 90s faster house music with pianos?
Yes,
I
like
love that
piano.
stuff. I
Yes,
love that stuff.
pianos and synths. It's like I want to say
And
it's
techno.
like more it's like techno but with house kicks and house
Like it
hi
was in
hats and stuff.
91. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was in
yeah.
91. I
But
don't
it's
know
like
if,
more up tempo.
right, but not too fast. It's
Yeah,
140.
yeah.
Uh, I played some of that at the what is that? The Insomniac Fridays. As a matter of fact, I was because some of the stuff they mixed in like the old school techno. I feel like 1991 is the best year of the music, and a lot of people say it's the year you graduate is the year, you know, that the best music, you know, is around. Not that I graduated in 91. Damn, I'm old. But but you know what, man? Whatever you guys say, you guys know I graduated in 1991. I don't look a day over 1992.
No, look, you're as young as you feel. Like age is literally just a number. And I
Well,
was born in 91, by the way. So I was born with the era of the best music, hip
that is
hop, you
awesome.
know, hip hop, house,
That is awesome.
whatever. Like I love all types of genres of music. I try to implement everything into my set, like hip hop, freestyle,
Yeah,
electro, like, you know, the Depeche Mode and like rock and all that stuff.
that's awesome. I like that. I love that a lot. Do you produce as well?
Yes, yes,
Right.
I do. I've
Yeah.
been producing for about like I think 6 years now. Yeah, 6 years.
Okay. What link would they find that at? Like, where you at? Where's your stuff at? Is there anything
Um,
out?
all my stuff is on SoundCloud. I'm also on a record label. It's called 1 a.m. Records.
So I see this. This is your SoundCloud. We're here.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a SoundCloud right here, folks. SLAYY, SLAYY. All right, so I want everybody, at least 500 people, to join her. I wish I could, or more. I don't care. So she's got her tracks up there.
I make silly tracks.
Silly tracks. That's what we love. We love. As a matter of fact, more of a reason to follow. We love silly tracks. There you go, like that. Let me change this over here so we're bigger. All right. So let's. We got that. You evolved a little bit, or not much. You loved everything. So now you're gonna play your first gig, like rave or something. Have you done a few raves, right?
Yeah, I've done many raves. Okay. I can't even remember.
Damn, that happens to me too. I'm glad I'm
like
not alone.
I can't tell you the first rave that I've done. I don't even think I remember. I think it was Social Desert.
Have you ever done a rave and go, wow, I can't believe I'm playing here?
Yeah.
Which one would you say? Do you remember?
Lick and Dip. When I first played Lick and Dip, I was like, fuck. I was like, this is awesome. Like, I want to play here every single weekend. Like, I love Lick and Dip. I love the people at Lick and Dip. Yeah. Lick and Dip is still around and they're still going strong.
Right.
And I love, when I first played Lick and Dip, I'm like, this is like, they don't just let anybody play there. You know what I mean? Like, well, from when I first started, they would have to know you. So I would go to their events and introduce myself to them and all that stuff and just attend, just enjoy. And then I started knowing the people and, getting together with them, and they booked me and I was like, what the hell? So it was amazing.
I'm not trying to kiss ass. You're a good DJ. You are a very good DJ.
Thank you.
I'm not just saying that because you're a guest. You are a fucking good DJ. Like, you really, at least when I saw Camp OG, there was, you got the beats on, and this is DJ talk. The beats you were writing them. Any sign of you getting a little bit in trouble with matching it, you matched it like with flawlessly. Your music selection was perfect. And stuff and unique, and we could just tell and stuff that, in my opinion, that's what I look for. I was like, I know that's a good DJ. So of course,
and you know what helps my skills a little bit. I want to kind of share this because it's like important.
Absolutely.
So the DJ before me at the OG camp, he was playing bass. I think he was playing drum and bass. Drum and bass. And then he was like, "Do you want me to put you at a certain BPM?" And I was like, no, just let me mix it into that, because that's how your skills become more sharp, is when you mix into a genre that's not the genre that you're playing, or if you have to put the tempo up, or that. Those are like, that's the creativity part of like starting your set. And I think I have a video of it, and I started it pretty, I think I did pretty nice.
You have a video?
Yeah.
What's that?
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I never looked at it that way. I just cut the track. I just cut it. Yeah, yeah, but that's interesting you do that. I'm gonna try that. What you just said.
My dad didn't teach me like that. He taught me like, you're gonna mix in, you better mix.
Okay.
You better match the beat, or like mix it in make it sound. The whole point is to make it sound like you're switching on over, or like if you're in the middle of your set, you want to make it sound like one long song, kind of.
That's an old school way of thinking, and it's the one I think, like, to me, when I first started DJing, it was with a lot of high energy disco, high energy, we used to call it, or Italio disco. Just for example, the music was like Divine, Lime. Are you familiar with them? Yeah. So and back then, for some reason, that was the philosophy with DJ system. I always heard it from the old school DJs back then. They would say, the idea is that your mix, the dance floor can't tell. Dance floor can't tell there's a mix. So that's interesting. That's a very good note. So I was also going to ask you, like, so that was a great moment in your career, DJing at that rave. But I always like to ask DJs because I quit for a while because I was pissed off at the scene, you know, and the things there, they haven't changed. The reasons that I got frustrated with the scene and stopped playing for a while, those things are still there. But I learned as I got older that the problems in the DJ scene or in the race scene, like they're everywhere. Like it's just different personalities, different environment. And the only person I really ended up hurting by not DJing was myself because I missed a lot of years of great stuff. But I'm going to ask you, what obstacles have you encountered? And how have you dealt with them? And I think it's okay to say I haven't dealt with them. They're still fucked up situations, right? So
Yeah.
what do you think? Because I always post on my Facebook, I go, DJing is about disappointment. You have an art, you pay all this money to buy the gear, and then you get ignored.
Yeah.
And as long as you could accept that, you'll be better. There'll be good days. There'll be good times. What do you think? Do you have any, or maybe you haven't encountered, maybe everything's been good. I don't know. Has there been any negativity here?
I wish things have been, it was smooth sailing and it was easy peasy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's really not. Like when you choose to get into this industry, and I want to share this with people, it's not just about the DJing. You have to learn the business part of it. It's
Yeah.
a business. You have to, and you can't, it's not personal, you know what I mean? It's just business. So like if
Right.
you reach out to a company like 10, 11 times, leave it alone. Don't put all your eggs in that basket. Move on. Move on to the next thing. Make your skills better. Like do a mix or try to learn a new skill. When like I think that was my struggle, was when I would, like, early on in my career, when I would reach out to people and they wouldn't hit me back up. I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, am I supposed to just sit here and like just wait or whatever? Like, and I'm just like, no, like life keeps going on and on. So I'm gonna try to learn a new skill. I'm gonna try to do something else. I'm gonna try to go somewhere else, or like hit someone else up, or like go to a new event, go meet people, go network. um so just staying busy, like not only with just gigs, but like building relationships with people, building the right relationships with people, and just learning new skills, because it's not all about DJing. Like if you really want to make it, you have to become an artist. It's not just about the DJing and DJing other people's music. You have to learn how you don't necessarily have to, but it helps to learn different skills other than DJing.
Right.
um because you're essentially a part of a business. So
Yeah.
if you can bring value to that business, you're always going to be good.
Yeah. And that's something you got to accept, because we would love for everything to be free, but ultimately, like, look, here's the deal. The promoter has a massive overhead. So would they love to invite the best of the best? Yeah, most promoters do, but I feel like they also are looking at your Instagram following and like, stuff, are you active? Are you a cool person? They don't want headaches and they got bills to pay, and everything like that. So do we as DJs, and everything. So, but I also feel that sometimes, even though there's a lot of bad things in the industry, like you got to look back and sometimes pat yourself in the back and say, hey, I did something kind of cool. And I think another thing you're doing cool too is you're at Nocturnal Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at Nocturnal Wonderland. You're all over the flyers there. And how did that come about? And what are we to expect? Because I'm gonna be raving that day. Because they didn't call me to play. Ah, not just kidding. It's all good. I always say this. Look, I am a raver first, and then a DJ second. I would love to play, but man, I would love to dance first. So they told me, hey, would you like to DJ or dance? I'm gonna go check you out, girl. So, but
Yes.
anyway, how you get into that? Like, what is going on here? Because I'm excited.
Well, when I played at the Campo G at
Mhm.
EDC, I met Trevor.
Yeah. Shout out to Trevor.
Shout out to Trevor. Trevor's amazing. He's an awesome human being. He's an awesome person. He's an amazing, just amazing person. I love him to death. And yeah, so I was like, we were talking back and forth, and he was telling me all like the events that he was doing, and then like one day he texted me and he was like, pick up the phone, 911.
Yeah.
So I called him and I was like, what's going on? And he's like, I have a question and I need you to answer, like, he's like,
Now.
He's like, I know it's a yes. And I was like, what? And then he's like, well, would you want to play at Nocturnal, like inside the festival? And I was like, what? Are you serious? Like me, like immediately I thought, I was like, man, like, am I good enough? You know what I mean? Like, but of course I'm not gonna say no. That's an opportunity of a lifetime. Of course I'm gonna be like, hell to the motherfucking yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Let's do this. So I said, yeah, you know what I mean? And it I not only do I get to perform at Nocturnal Wonderland, and I'm so fucking thankful. Thank you, Trevor. But I get to do it with my dad.
And that is, I looked everywhere, and I think it's the first time in history there's a back-to-back with father and daughter. And if it's not first time in history, it's got to be in electronic dance music history. So you guys are gonna make history, right?
Yeah, like I never thought, like, I've never played with my dad before, ever. I've never gone back to back with him. I've never played with him before, but this is something that I've dreamt of for like the longest time. If somebody were to ask me before any of this, who's your dream back to back, it would be with my dad. Like,
oh, that is awesome, man.
That is really awesome. It's on my bucket list, and I'm freaking nervous because it's my dad. But I know we're gonna have a great
mixing. Is he strict with your mixing?
No, he's not. Like my dad, my dad's my big, like, he's my number one fan.
Yeah.
My dad's my number one fan, and he knows that he knows what I'm doing. He knows that I know what I'm doing. He just he trusts me in that, and I hope so. He trusts me with that aspect of it, because he knows that this is what I do. Like I play all the time, and just to do it with my dad, like just to go back to back with my dad it's the chance of a lifetime. Nobody gets this chance. And I want the memories. I want the, just to be in his presence while we're performing. Like I've not, like, even when my dad was playing at the Insomniac Fridays, I felt like I wasn't worthy to be on the stage with all those legends, like Steve Laurie, Donald Glaude, my dad, Frankie Bones. Like I felt like I didn't want to get on. I didn't want to get on the stage because I felt like I wasn't worthy to get on the stage. I was like, there's too many legends up here.
I remember I did ask you, hey, go over there and dance. You know, no, the stage for legends. I'm like, yeah, well, legends are born. I was on the stage. I didn't feel like I belonged there, so it's like, you're never going to feel like when people start calling you a legend, you're never going to be like, what are you talking about? Like, nah, it's all right. You're going to think they're blowing smoke up your ass. Like, you're going to think it's BS. Because you're never going to consider yourself a legend unless you're a narcissist or something, I always never felt the fact that I was in Insomniac Fridays. I literally, when I got the news, I almost cried.
Yeah.
I feel kind of like crying right now, man. Cause
I
really didn't feel at one point, I didn't feel appreciated in the scene at all, and or anything. And there's still a side of the scene that don't appreciate, that never acknowledge me. There is a section there still, because I've been in a lot of places that don't acknowledge me. But I will say this: the rave scene, the raver scene, has always been loved and appreciated what I've done, and they're gonna appreciate what you do. And I think you're making history here. And I think you should look it up and see, or if anybody watching this, also search it. Has there ever been a father and daughter back to back? And I think you're going to make history. That's what's crazy, right?
I hope so, man. Like, I think that would be, it would be a lot of pressure, but also like, it would be something amazing, because they're starting to do, like, when my dad told me that he was going to be playing at EDC, I got emotional. I started crying, and I'm like, Dad, like this is this is it. Like, this is something that even like, this is like, I'm so happy that they are giving you guys your flowers while you guys could still smell them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, I'm like, you guys belong there. Like, it was the funnest stage in the whole
it was.
festival. It was
It
the
was.
funnest stage. And I was like, dude, this is real DJing. Do your homework when it comes to the EDM scene. Do your homework, because you guys are the foundation of everything that's created and that's brought about to be today. Like,
And there were a
they,
lot. I gotta admit, there were a lot of people missing that are just simply just not active,
yeah.
and there were a lot of people too that deserve to be there, and I think they will get a chance. But I mean,
Yes.
that's just the first thing, and I hope they understood that, because a lot of people were, I could tell, were upset because they weren't part of it, and stuff. And I understand. I understand
Yeah,
not
I
being part of it.
understand.
I totally do. I totally do. Understand that. And stuff. But hopefully, I've talked with Kindu, and he says, we opened the door a little bit there, and I think it's going to get better and better as time goes on. Now, I'm gonna talk a little bit about people in the EDM scene, rave scene, that are watching this right now. A lot of people go on there and they preach about the history of raves and Plur and this and that. You all didn't show up to see Frankie Bones. You talk a lot of the history of raves. It's like you said right now, raves this and raves were creative because of that. And in the history and this and Plur. And hey, we have the guy who created Plur, and you people specifically that go online and talk about the history and think you own it didn't show up.
It wasn't there,
And it
yeah.
was there. It was there. Now, thank God the place got packed. All right. And
Yeah.
thank God the like you said, the place is getting flowers. But if you were at EDC and you're a history person, shut up. And if you didn't go,
Shut your mouth. You don't know.
you agree with that?
Yeah, hell yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. I feel like people, people talk out of their ass sometimes, and it's
Yeah.
just like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know unless you have to, unless you go out and support, and you're there and you're physically there, and you know exactly what you're talking about. Don't just say stuff just to make yourself look better. Just, actually practice what you preach.
Facts. And all these people, like, some people were like, oh, I don't know, it's the 30th anniversary and I don't see old school people. What are you talking about? Or I don't know, there were only corporate DJs there. It's like, no, you only looked for corporate DJs. There were other DJs there as well. That's my little rant that I always put in here, because
that's why it's great that they did that. It's great that they put on the Insomniac Fridays, because actually, you guys brought the history to the forefront. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you guys actually performed, and they were like, well, who's this? Well, go do your freaking homework, and then you'll know who the hell that is, and then you'll appreciate what they did and why they're here.
Yeah. And it's a shame, because you guys have Google. We didn't have Google you guys have no reason to be ignorant about the stuff. And I know for a fact that the CEO, I guess, is Pasquale owns it. He does want old school DJs there, but people got to respond to it. That's why it's now at Nocturnal Wonderland, because people did respond, and you're going to be there. It's going to be great. Do you mind?
It was such a lot. I'm going to say one more thing. It was such a success. In Insomniac Fridays, I was so proud because it was so successful, and you guys, not, being around for a long period of time, and then bringing that back, and then like having this whole, not only crowd of people who don't know who you guys are, and like new people, old school people who knew exactly who you guys were. It was just it was amazing. It was so nostalgic. And then they had Raze's picture, and God rest his soul, and DJ Dan, and all the legends that that are no longer with us today. So they paid homage, and they really brought that to, it was very it was just a different feeling, a different vibe when I was there with you guys. It was like, I didn't feel that at any other stage. I felt I felt like I was in the 90s, you know what I mean? Like I felt like I was actually there with you guys like back then. It was
Well,
amazing.
yeah, and I think it's gonna get better. And I'm not trying to knock the other stages as well. There were some really good DJs at the main stage,
Yeah.
um, as well. So that's what I said. But you should at least next time when you have a chance to see Insomniac Fridays, just check it out. And they're trying to do something for the origins and everything. But I don't. I think it's not even just the origins. I think it's the fact that you brought up earlier, which is the DJs that like several genres. You said I like a lot of genres, right? You said that earlier. I want to play different stuff instead of playing the same thing over the tracks you made, over the 7 tracks you made. All right. I get people telling me all the time, or I hear people on online. They're like, "Oh, the DJs, I don't like house music anymore." And I'm listening. Why? Because the music is just the same thing. It's not the same thing as that you're looking for the same 7 DJs. If you're watching the same 7 DJs and they're playing the same 2 tracks, so that's one thing that like I think makes you different. That I thought was awesome, and also the Insomniac Friday people do is that I don't know what I'm getting from them. That like one day they'll play a set, and then the next time I see them, they're playing a completely new, awesome set. Being, innovative. Do you like innovate? The innovation. Do you like innovating, right? Yeah, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a great thing. And I like I said, like when I'm playing a set, I try not to play the same songs twice. You know what I mean? Like I try to make a whole brand new experience, a brand new set. With like I'm always constantly searching for music. I'm searching
Right.
like everywhere for music, and I know what I like, but I like uniqueness in my sets. I like the uniqueness. Sometimes I'll throw a hip hop song in there, like just to change, like just to hype everybody up, or like whatever. Just
Like a roller coaster. Wow.
yeah, exactly. I want to not only tell a story, but like take people on a ride, take people on a trip, like trip them out like a little bit.
Trip them out.
Yeah,
Right.
I love like
Yes.
trippy beats, like dark trippy bass lines and all that stuff is cool. It's cool to me.
Yeah, I like to build my sets as a roller coaster. I've been described it like that before. It's like upside down. All right, you don't know what you get. Let me ask you about this because I before I forget. So, what's your gear you use right now? Like, what's your preferred gear? Like at home, like at uh, obviously the standards at the raves are CDJs 3000s right now, and they're gonna move to the X's, and some have the 2000. But what do you work with at your studio, or do you have anything you work with, or how does that work?
Yeah, like I just use a basic controller, just like
Yeah,
a DDJ, like a controller. Because I don't need anything big to practice on. I just need
absolutely.
something simple. Like I just like simplicity. I don't like a whole lot of equipment. Yeah, like exactly. Exactly.
Ladies and
That's a
gentlemen,
great one. I love that one. That's
believe
a
it or
cool
not,
one. Yeah.
this could do everything. Everything. Like it's a Newmark. It's got everything. A great
Oh yeah.
sound card. I did a wedding with this. Oh my god, I love this thing.
Yeah, just something like I love the compactness of things. You know what I mean? Like I don't like to have hell equipment. I just don't like it. I feel like it's too much clutter. I don't like clutter. I like just like having one thing, my computer, whatever I need to do, and that's it. And close it on up and do the next thing.
Do you feel there's a learning curve when you go from whatever you're at home with to the CDJs? Because that's
Yeah.
the only thing that was bothering me. Because the CDJs, like I would have something at home, and then when I go to the CDJs, like, oh my god, where's this button? Type of
The,
thing.
the only thing, and I think everybody can agree with me, is because I don't play on it enough, is the V10 mixer. That is a little
That's a
bit
big
like
one.
yeah, that's the big one. And that one, I'm not gonna say like I don't know how to use it, because I do know how
Yeah,
to use it. It just gets me a little bit, like it just takes me like 2 or 3 minutes to warm
same
up
here.
to it.
When
Yeah.
I, when I first came back, there was a V10. How old are those? I think it was a V10. I mean, this was a lot of years ago when I started DJing again, and it was this big Pioneer mixer. not even the one they have, like the V9 or whatever it is,
The
the
A9, I think it is.
more standard one. And oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it was like, how many buttons do you need? I don't use these buttons, man.
Yeah, the V10 is like, I like to say it's like a producer's mixer because
Yeah,
everything is like broken out into different, things.
yeah.
So if you're a producer, you'll get it, you know what I mean? But
Right.
because everything is like the hi-hats, the low, like everything, there's many, 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 many buttons, and
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's like hella multitasking, but it's fun. I love it. Like I think the sound on the V10 mixer is top notch.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you, as we wind down, we'll wind down a little bit here, but I talked a lot, I asked a lot of questions, and is there anything you want to get into, and talk about something that has to do with the scene or not the scene or anything, a particular gig, whatever you want? Is there anything you would like to add to our conversation today?
Um, Let me see. No, I mean, just, I just wanted to talk about like my story and like how I came about to be, and like
And
I myself, I'm
it's a
just.
great origin story. Let me tell you, I like it
Thank you.
a lot.
Not,
Yeah.
not a lot of people, not a lot of people know that, my dad is a DJ, or like he's can do, or like, people like when we took pictures at EDC, they were like, "Oh, that's your dad, like like that's so sick. Like I know who he is." And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I don't really, talk about it that much, not because, I just didn't get the opportunity to talk about it.
yeah.
And when I was starting up, I basically took what my dad taught me when I was younger and like ran with it, and I created my own, um I guess my own journey, my own path with the DJing thing. Like I've a funny story is, I was doing a radio show in the UK during COVID. I was doing a couple sessions, and do you know who Jungle George is?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think
Okay.
he's still active, right?
Yeah, he's still active. Well,
Yeah.
Jungle George and me were the only ones from the
Yeah,
USA.
yeah.
So he helped me like set up my at home, thingy, my at home thing. And then like years later, like I guess my dad and him played on the same lineup, and he's like, "Hey, I know your daughter." He's like, "You do?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then my dad's like, "How do you know Jungle George?" I was like, "Oh yeah, we played, a UK based radio, just like a couple sessions and stuff like that." And he's like, "What the heck?" He's like, "I didn't know that you knew him." And I was like, "Yeah." See, like with that, like I make my own, I make my own connections with people. I make my own network with people.
Yeah, I would say, realistically speaking, I know that people uh would probably look at the interview and go, well, she's on because her dad was a legendary DJ, and it's not that at all. Uh, you know, it's an inspiration. Your dad's an inspiration, but I could totally tell that yes, you initially became interested in this because it's in the family DNA, but you are definitely your own person, and stuff. That's why you notice I didn't really like say, hey, oh, Kendo is awesome. This is your interview. I just wanted to keep it as that. And anything you want to add about him, also, I love talking about him as well. But I do know you're your own person, and I think your dad is very proud of that. I just know he is, and everything. He's gonna probably be watching this, going, "Oh, yeah, that's hey, oh yeah, oh." So shout out to you, brother. We're gonna get you on here again,
Yeah,
uh,
shout
uh
out to my
very,
dad.
yeah, very soon, and everything. And where could people follow you? Like,
On Instagram at Slay the Beat.
mhm.
That's my Instagram. So you can follow me on there. I'm a nice person. I don't bite. Dave,
A little bit.
sorry.
It's all right. We'll just leave that as a blooper. It's all right.
I know.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Um, but yeah, on Instagram, people can follow me. And I just, like, do I have any shows coming up? On this Friday, I'm playing in Sacramento. So I'll be playing there.
Awesome.
And then I think at the end of the month, but it hasn't been, I don't want to say it because it hasn't been announced yet, but and then I'm working on some things that haven't been announced yet, but if you just follow me on Instagram, you'll, you know, once they are announced, you guys will see, like, I'm working on some cool stuff that I'm really proud of. And then Nocturnal Wonderland, I'm really excited about
That I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Unfortunately, my son turns 18 the week after, so he can't go.
Oh,
I'm hoping I get to play at Camp OG. I usually do, but I understand, like, if they want to rotate, because I've been blessed by being part of that. And as I say this, they're probably like, dude, of course you're going to play. But either way, if I don't play there, I'm going to be there, listening to music. But DJ SLAYY, thank you so much for that. Stay on a little bit after I end this, but this is Rave United, folks. I have other things planned, other people to interview as well, and it's going to get better and better. Hopefully, we've earned your subscription and follow with this video or previous videos. Talk to you later.
thank you for